Hey guys, so this is the second part to the whole video. So I assume you watched the first one and that's why you're watching the second one. So yeah, I got 2 comments, so I'm pretty stoked about that. So yeah, so this video is on how black holes form. So the first one was how gravity works. This one is on how black holes form, and the next one is on how black holes bend light. So watch the second one. If you didn't watch the first one yet, watch the first one. But this is the second one, and let me know what you think. So this sounds totally crazy, but let me go into black holes. So for black holes, so if my theory or my model concept of gravity is correct, then building from that premise, I have another model for black holes. So for black holes, let me go into it. It is so amazing to say. So let me go into it. So for black holes, basically, what I thought of is, if my model is correct and gravity is created by the size and the speed at which something spins, so kind of like size times spin equals gravity. Like a simple format of it, but probably wrong, but just a basic idea. So if that concept is correct, then for a sun, because you know how for black holes, supposedly they come from suns that, you know, they got so big and somehow it just collapsed, and because it collapsed, so one theory says, oh, because it collapsed, it created like the gravity got so dense that it created like a tear in space or something. It's some weird idea, but supposedly it is a tear, and that tear is like a vacuum, so it sucks everything in and then goes nowhere. So supposedly they have all these movies that says, oh, if you go through this black hole, you go to a different dimension, which is probably baloney. And for my theory, it is baloney, and I'll explain it as I go on. And so that's one model of gravity, and then of black holes. So okay, back to what I was saying. So if my model of gravity is correct, that it's based off the size and the rate of the rotation that determines the gravity, then, you know, so they're saying because suns are so big that somehow the gravity just pulls in and just collapses. I'm saying that's not true. What's really happening is that the sun is so big because I don't know how it grows or why it grows, but supposedly it gets really big, and then it's just spinning, and then at one point I'm assuming that the spin somehow increases. See, that's what confuses me. I don't know what's causing the spin, but something is causing the spin. And I think that's the real mystery. The real mystery isn't gravity. The real mystery is what is causing this spin. So back to what I was saying. So something is causing this spin, and this spin is getting faster and faster and faster and faster. And since, you know, suns are made of gas and whatever it is, I don't know what exactly it's made of, but it's not like solid material. So since it's made of those material, then somehow this spin eventually gets so strong that it creates a massive centrifugal force that funnels down and up. So okay, have you ever seen like a whirlpool, like in the ocean or in your toilet, a whirlpool? So a whirlpool, normally just goes down, right? Obviously it doesn't go up because we have gravity pulling it down. But in space, there is no gravity. So because of that, the space version of a whirlpool goes down and goes up. So when there's a centrifugal force, it goes like this, and it funnels up and down. And if you look at the pictures of black holes that they took now, because I guess they have like much more advanced technologies where they're able to capture images of black holes, and so if you look at them, you'll see like a disk. So this disk is basically the central part of the centrifugal force, kind of like in a whirlpool. The surface level is where it's most powerful, and we get sucked into it, right? So it's the same thing in space. There's this centrifugal force, and it's causing the most power in the middle, and then when it comes towards the center, it just funnels it up and down, kind of like the way a whirlpool funnels down. So because this spinning is so strong, the sun just collapsed in on itself, And when it collapses in on itself, the sun doesn't just necessarily becomes a super dense object in the middle. That's not true. What's really happening is it gets sucked in, and it gets torn apart. So how do I describe this? So imagine, I don't know, just try to imagine it. It's kind of hard, but just imagine this gaseous sun. It's spinning so fast, it gets sucked in, and it gets torn apart because of the centrifugal force, the whirlpool effect. It gets so strong that it rips the sun apart, and it spits it out from the bottom and the top. So that's why if you kind of look into black holes, like that's what I was doing a while back. I was looking into black holes, and that's what happens. Scientists are saying how like there are jet streams of things shooting out, but they don't know what it is. But basically what it is just when everything is sucked into it, it shoots it out. So that's what I think black holes are. And one thing that we know about nature, or at least I think nature does, is everything seems to have a purpose. Nothing seems to happen for no reason. Like for our rain, what's it called? Rain system, condensation, whatever it's called, like the whole water cycle. Like that happens for a reason, to recycle water so that water can be reused and can rejuvenate life, blah blah, you know. So I'm thinking black holes also have a purpose, and the purpose I'm thinking black holes have is that it helps recycle the fabric of life. So atoms, matter, human, everything that we have, if anything that gets sucked into it, because the spin is so powerful, it rips everything to shreds to the most basic element. So because it's able to rip everything to the most basic element, everything is back into space. And then through millions and billions and trillions of years, we somehow reform and reform and become new planets, new objects, new beings, new animals, new consciousness, whatever it is. I don't know. So that's what black holes do. It recycles life. Because then nothing can be forever. Kind of like me, you, humans, our family. We're all gonna, it sounds kind of sad, but we all know that we are all going to eventually die, and we are going to be recycled back into the system. And that's what black holes do. It recycles us to the most basic element. Even though we recycle here on Earth, eventually our atoms and our whatever we're called, like our most basic elements, are going to be used up, and at some point we need to be recycled. And that's what black holes do. They recycle us. And yeah, so that's the purpose of black holes.